thing. I I remember still in the last month when we took our conference, I talked about data analytics, right? Now, data analytics was something which is right now going in industry, and industries are using it. They know that you want to purchase a shirt, they know you want to purchase a cricket bat. They know you want to purchase some grocery, But now this thing which I am proposing today, the metaverse technology is going to be the future for coming 10, 15 years. What we are hearing about it, about metaverse technology, is that it may groom fully by 2025. And maybe it remains in the consideration for next 10 or 15 years. And there are big giant big giants like Facebook. They already renamed their firm as Meta. So and Microsoft is behind this. Elon Musk is also working on this. So there are big giants in the world which are working on this technology, which is metaverse. I'm going to throw some light onto it so that all the young researchers who are doing the research can explore this technology. Now let's try to get into the details of that, and let's try to get acquainted with this term called metaverse, what it is. Now, which sort of new giant, new technical giant which is going to come. And believe me, guys, whoever is listening to me, 80 odd people, you all have to explore this. There is no option. As if like today you are so very accustomed with the digital devices, like you just go 25 years back or 30 years back, and if you're asking somebody that I will say hi to someone, and immediately on the next second the hi will be visualized by that individual in America or England or France, for that sake they will laugh on you. But you have to use it now, otherwise you're outdated. So metaverse is going to be a technology which everybody have to get acquainted with. Now let's try to understand the meaning of this keyword metaverse. See, meta stands for beyond the limitations, beyond this world, and verse stands for universe. So we are going to discover a universe which is beyond this universe which we are existing now. So you may be wondering, sir, is it the geographical space where we are living? There's a different world. Not only your geographical space, not only your local space. I am talking about a new Earth. I am talking about a new galaxy. I am talking about a new universe altogether. And that will be visualized, witnessed by you people in digital arena, which is the meaning of metaverse. So this is going to be a damn exploration, evolution of the digital technology in the coming worlds. So this is what I mean of the keyword metaverse. Let's see what actually this mean and where from metaverse actually came, right? In the considerations. If you can see this, the photograph of a gate, which I, kept over here. Actually, this is a book which is written in 1992 by Neil Stephenson. And this book, which is written by Neil Stephenson, having the name as Snow Crash. Now, what is the theme of this book and what were the assumptions? Let's try to understand this, where from metaverse came in the consideration and what metaverse is. See, in 1992, Neil Stephenson written a book that there is a city or there's a world which is now dumped with snow. There's a huge snowfall. And now everybody is situated in their houses like we were, caged in COVID-19. Everybody in their houses. Now, how to explore the world which is available outside when there is a jamming of transportation, when there is a caging of mobility, then how to see the world? So he come up with the concept that we can wear some glasses, we can interact with other people remotely, imaginarily, virtually, and we can talk with them. So this was the initial thought which was given in the book in 1992, and now we are witnessing this technology from 2021 or maybe 2020 later. Now, what is metaverse, guys? Try to understand. It is very interesting. When I explored this technology and experienced this, I was having goosebumps. Now, let me go back and tell you something about the revolutions of the technology which has taken place. We know that in 1936, there was an individual called Charles Babbage. He comes up with the computational concept. Then in 50s, we have a stored program. So that at that time we have memory. And in 70s, we have microprocessor who can process the things. But in 90s, there's a dramatic change in the dimensionality of technology. In 90s, we have something called internet for the global utilization or for the individuals utilization. So we start transacting files, we start transacting emails, etc. But now, I mean, in the recent days, we are having something called AI, we are having machine learning, we are having, data analytics and all those. But the coming days for technologies are going to be for metaverse. So let's try to understand what is metaverse. See, metaverse is a collectively virtual shared space. So is it going to exist in physicality? No. The answer is no. See, it is created by the convergence of virtual and physical reality. Now, let's try to understand this. In physical reality, we know that there is some corner of the world where Japan exists. We know that there is some corner of the world where Russia exists. So, without going physically to Japan, without going physically to Russia, is it possible for me to visit Tokyo? The answer is yes. And that is done by metaverse. So what you need to do is that you need to wear some equipment. So I put in a photograph over here, so you can see that an individual which is wearing that particular equipment, you need to wear that equipment and you can explore any part of the world. This is what I mean of combination of virtual and physical reality. So maybe the question comes from your side, sir. Is it possible to explore the lunar of the moon? The answer is yes. You can even see the lunar of the moon. You can land over there. You can navigate various places, etc., etc. So, proceeding to this metaverse, it's a persistent digital universe that is continuously evolving. Yeah, the people are continuously adding the digital objects into it. It offers an immersive experience and allows users to interact with computer generated environment. So whatever the things we are going to explore inside the metaverse, all those are digitally organized. All those are computerly organized. But they are very, very analogous to the physical world, right? So you can witness that what is going on in the Ukraine Russia war, right, standing into the war field. But it is digital, simulation which you can experience. How interesting this is going to be. Let me simplify all the things. See, by exploring internet in 2D, you can observe everything. Say, like, if I'm making a video call to Rajesh sir, so I can see Rajesh sir in front of me in my mobile phone. But what if my avatar or Rajesh sir avatar stand right in front of me? This is metaverse. So instead 2Ds, now the interaction will be in 3Ds. Now, let's try to see that what are the evolutionary things or historical things concerning to the metaverse. See, first of all, the virtual world's emergence. Now, where from metaverse at all came in the consideration? Because we are using virtual things very, very oftenly. Take a consideration of this lecture itself. We all are sitting in different part of the world, but when we are combined with this platform, when we are on this platform, we are one. It is simply appearing as Rituraj sir is just sitting aside me. So this is the emergence of the virtual world, which actually creeps up this technology which is called as metaverse. The evolution of technology. Now, what are the reasons that this technology is so very going to be in demand? See, there is something called as virtual reality. Now, if you can see this session itself, it is a virtual reality session where I am speaking in some corner of Maharashtra. Somebody is listening from, Bihar or maybe Assam or maybe, Philippines, something like that. So virtually we are, clubbed with each other. But also there is technology which is called as augmented reality. Let's try to understand this. This is also a very, very typical keyword, augmented reality. See, we know that physically there are jungles existing, there are transportation roads existing when we have to move from one city to another city. But if you can induce your own object into it, say for example, you can induce a lion on the road, which is moving from jungle, and you want to play with the lion. So this becomes augmented reality. So this is the additional or introduction of some digital object in the physical world. And then obviously now we having artificial intelligence who can gauge the things. So evolution of all these technologies actually aligning the way towards metaverse. And that's why metaverse is converging towards more 3D sort of views or more 3D sort of looks. And then there is another reason that why we are actually going for the metaverse. The third reason is rise of online gaming. So we already know that there is somebody called PUBG, there is somebody called, Doraemon, all those things are there. And people used to enjoy those 3D games like anything, right? I mean, there is a huge market, huge recruitment is going on, and huge consumption of these products are there. So their metaverse can be a game changer. It can be a huge technology to contribute in the futuristic world. Now here is an image which I aligned. Now see, there are some individuals, and they're interacting with all the planets into the solar system. So if you can see, they know what is solar system, they know what are the planets, and now they're going into the details of that, and they're trying to access the intrinsic because they are interested into it. So this is one of the best example of metaverse. And to realize all these things, what only you have to do is that you have to wear some gadget. You have to wear some gadget like a goggle or something as that, and you can explore all these things. This is going on, guys. The databases are creeping up, the clouds are emerging, the data is getting hooked up, and sometime down the line, maybe 2015 or 16, this is going to be there for you. So this is one example which I quoted over here. Now, afterwards, we are going to see where are the applications of this metaverse, where it can be consumed. Because see, we know that there is some technology in 2001 or 2, I think, which is called as Google Lens. Now, that was a very nice technology, but then it failed to capture the market. So it is evident to know that which are the application areas of metaverse where it can be consumed. The first is the immersive education. Now, let's try to understand this. What metaverse can do, what sort of wonders it can do for education. See, if I talked about some war which is going on, maybe a Panipat war which is going on between Marathas and Mughals, and I keep on telling you in the history that this happened, that happened, this happened, that happened, you are not going to get an understanding as a student. Instead, if I put you right between the battlefield and let you analyze that what's going on, and we know the results, that somebody fought with something and this was happened. But if you are now in the battlefield, you can analyze who's killing who, and what are the resources, what are the ammunitions they have used, what was the infrastructure available those days, everything. So it is going to get a dramatic change into the education arena. If I tell you, I mean, say like Sukhvinder sir is our expert, and he is talking about surgery of a heart, and I am student, I hardly understand what he's saying. But if he will open the complete body of an individual in a 3D manner, and he will show me that how a heart transplant at all will takes place, how amazing it is. So this is the immersive education which we are going to observe in metaverse. Then second thing is virtual commerce, very very interesting, and I mean it is having the potential impact on the coming commerce. Say for example, there is some good thing which is happening in Australia, and you want to purchase that. So you need to move to Australia for that right now. Or at all, what you can do is that you can visit a website, you can, purchase in a shopping cart, and then you can bring that thing to India or something like that. But in virtual commerce, what can happen? There is a virtual mall which is situated in Australia right in front of your eyes. You can pick the items, put it in your cart, pay for that, and they will be available to you in 5 days' time. So this is what wonderful thing can happen by using metaverse. Now the big thing may be how the financial transactions may take place. See, Bitcoin is already here, so you can use it. Or there are a number of other options which can emerge to transact the money from maybe one individual to another individual, or one nation to another nation, or from one individual to an organization, something like that. So this is the impact which Meta was going to have in virtual commerce. Digital entertainment, I already talked about. Say, let us assume that you are having a virtual zoo in front of your eyes. You only have to wear a equipment. So why to go to zoo which is very, very nice in Kenya, in Zimbabwe? If it is available right now in front of you in your office. So this is the sort of digital entertainment opportunity which you're going to have, by inheriting metaverse. Now, here is an example which I quoted. If you can see, Mark Zuckerberg is creating his 3D avatar, and in that he's trying to, make changes. And now this 3D avatar is making some interaction with the digital existing object, and whatever, I mean, he want to explore, he can explore with those objects, and then whatever the operations he want to do, he can do. Okay. Now, what are the challenges if this technology at all comes into the world? What might be the challenges which are associated to it? The first is data privacy. Now, the important thing is that when you are exploring these many things, see, when you're purchasing something, guys, obviously that store will be there virtually. Obviously, that city will be there virtually. So, if you are an antisocial element and if you want to bombing over there, you can explore all these things. So, that is the leakage of the data privacy, right? So, you need to take care of that. The second thing is accessibility and inclusion, right? Yeah, because this metaverse is a is an open platform to all the entities which are participating into it. So you need to give the accessibility to everyone. So for that one, you need to decide. You need to decide that whether he is an ethical user of the system or not, whether he is a legitimate user of this particular system or not. So this is a threat. Then identity and authentication, very very important. You need to identify every individual which is using this solution. You need to authenticate them by some way or the other. I think login name and password merely not going to be sufficient, because there are a number of dummy logins and passwords can be created and explored. So we need to identify a new method of authentication so that the legitimate users, the intended users, the desired users will use this solution. So these are some challenges which are there with metaverse. Now, what is the impact of metaverse technology to various companies or industries? The first is entertainment industry. I justly narrated you. You can keep on producing gamings. You can keep on producing virtual museums. You can keep on producing virtual zoos. The people will explore and they pay the price or fees or whatever the associated economical thing is there. Then real estate, very very beautiful application which of metaverse goes to real estate. Now if somebody has to purchase a property, they necessarily have to visit the site to see what is the layout, and how close it is to the residential area or to some of the famous places in the geographical space. Now using metaverse, you can explore the world, you can see the site right over here on your table. So this is a beautiful thing in real estate which you're going to have. In healthcare, yes, another very very nice application. All the people belonging to healthcare or health sciences can listen this. See, if I have to make a heart surgery with an expert sitting in America, so I have to physically go to America to get a heart surgery. Instead, if he can simply wear equipment and if he can see my heart and if he can instruct the local doctors what to do and what not to do, how beautiful it is. So this is what the healthcare extensions is going to be by using metaverse. Now afterwards, just a minute, yeah, ethical consideration in the metaverse. What sort of ethics which we need to maintain? We need to take care of virtual crime and governance. Now see, when the system is open and it is in 3D mode and it is in very very original glimpses are served to you, then you need to make sure that there is no antisocial element get into the system. And governments as well has to take care of that, because somebody can use your avatar to do something, 3D avatar. We know that thing, that already there are some applications like deep fake or date fake who can change your face and do anything. So governments has to be very very sharp about it, especially authenticity aspect. Then content moderation, yeah. So when you're presenting the content in the metaverse, you need to be very very sure about it. Somebody may flash a news that this is going on in this part of the world, and then you're having riots and the violence activities are there. So content moderation is also very very important. Digital preservation and ownership, yeah. Somebody has to regulate the content of the metaverse, have to compile it properly, and have to check that whether we are getting the proper context onto the metaverse or not, and have to preserve it. You have to take the what you can say, honestly, the ownership of that, that yes, I am the content developer and I am sharing it on metaverse. So these are all the ethical remedies which we have to take while dealing with metaverse. Now, what are the future of metaverse? Look, there are a number of billions of investments right now going on in metaverse. I told you the organizations like Microsoft, Elon Musk, already Mark Zuckerberg is into it. So this is the technology for coming 15 years. In 2025, you can see a mainstream implementation of it. We are going to see some of the applications of metaverse. They are targeting for right now for marketing, defense, education, research. Yeah, these are all the fields they are targeting for the metaverse. And then you're having, if this technology flourish, right, then it has endless possibilities. So we can say that by 2035 or even by 2040, this technology is going to remain in this world. So thank you so much, guys. It's a beautiful world of metaverse which is going to come in the coming days. And here's another picture which I posted. By wearing some sort of gadgets, some sort of electronic things, you can go and explore the another universe which is existing beyond this physical universe. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you.